in. Nope. So that's the Hydra that we do not touch. We do not mess with this Hydra. And instead, let's just leave for now. Might as well. And now take me to a stairs. There we go. Much more better. Hello, friends. Gonna throw some large rocks at me, I'm assuming. One ignite poison should be fairly close to enough to deal with you. Second one for our cousin next to us here. I'm definitely getting a little bit overconfident though. We've had too many successful floors in a row because that fight could have gone way worse. Especially when we started getting slapped around by our two-headed cousin there. Also don't have a lot I can do against you, friend. Resistant to poison. Irradiate. Oh, it's coming. It's close. He'll get there, but not quite yet. And we have lots of spell levels and we're not really using them, so I'm gonna learn Manifold Assault now, even though it's quite a ways off from actually being fully operational, as it were. Do I just punch you? I can probably just punch you. Oh, or you can leave. That's cool too. Ah, there you are. In fact, we have a decent number of large rocks now. Let's just hit with a couple of these, maybe? Perfect. Lovely stuff. Can pre-fire a little bit of OTR here. Was hoping to get some confusion going, but that's fine. We'll just face the old-fashioned way, and look, more large rocks. Fantastic. Hello, Snorg, the insatiable. Well, you are someone that we definitely would like to confuse before you're given the chance to go berserk. That would be nice. And then we can use a mixture of throwing stones and some of the more conventional means to really ruin your day. Could you stop successfully stepping towards me, friend? You can't do that. That's illegal. And there we go. And now that is a troll leather armor. Goodbye. And, I mean, it's always nice to wear the skin of someone like Snorg anyway. A little bit of extra status as you're going through the dungeon, because all the other trolls you come across, they know what's up. They know what we did to get here. They know what will happen if they deign to cross us. Of course, no one would be so stupid, right? Not us, the most powerful of orcs. I mean, ogres. I'm used to that being an orc-based phrase because usually we're a messiah when I'm making such bold claims, but hey, it works no matter what here. And absolutely incredible little vault. Let's open up the passageway to the rest of them. One more toxic stack. Then burn it all to the ground. Perfect. Slowly but surely gain some intelligence. It's always going to be tough bringing it up to our strength score because we naturally get strength every other third level, if that makes sense. So every sixth level or something like that, I believe. Maybe it is even every third level, now that I think about it. Regardless, we are a strong boy. Regardless of where we allocate our stuff on our own end. And this is D14. Okay, so not quite at the depths entrance yet, which is always slightly scary in its own regard, but that's fine. Radiate 16%, let's go for it. Just need a couple of smacks here, and honestly that's enough for us to tab our way through the rest of the fight. Oh, it is a thing of beauty. We could take so many hits from those buddies. 22 into 158 is what, like 7? I think it goes in 7 times, even though I did some math shortcuts there that very well might have screwed me. That is a-okay, and we have half decent resistances across the board now, I think. No, I'm wearing an ice ring. Right. In that case, Ring of Fire to alleviate that. Guess they just completely cancel each other out, which is not great, but hey, it is what it is. At least we have that 1 pip of fire resistance, and we took off our poison resistance just in time for you to turn poison. How about that? You son of a gun. There we go, back to fire. That's better. Beam is likely to hit me, right? Because I'm no longer poison resistant. Thank you, game. Oh, I should not have ignited. Did it not work, though? I think we might have just failed, which is very lucky. Because you don't want to ignite poison on flame enemies, of course. That's just silly of me. Instead, let's just slap these buddies around a bit. Okay, that went downhill very fast. So, you know what? Maybe instead an irradiate. Not my best consecutive plays there. Series of actions, all pretty lackluster, but at least we didn't die to the Centaur Warrior. I was pretty scared when we popped around the corner to them. Not a lot of opportunities to retreat. Also, oh gosh, staring into the abyss as it stares back at me. Don't like seeing that wizard around. I should be able to kill them before they get a chance to do too much to me. In fact, if I just ignite poison now, feel a bit more experienced. Perfect. That does the trick. Just get some bodies in the way and make sure that we kill them as soon as possible. Minus cast is a deal breaker. Honestly, not that incredible across the board anyway, so that works out. When do we start telefragging people from across the map? Any day now. We're not really training it yet. Let's see, where is everything coming to caps? Irradiates on the 13%, that's not bad. Let's start training now though, shall we? Translocations, you're coming up. Probably doesn't need to come all the way to 12, but we'll do it anyway. Am I missing any schools there? I think it's just translocation, right? It is, perfect. So there we are, we're on the home stretch. Well, home stretch is probably slightly misleading, seeing as how that'd be more so on our way to the orb, but we're on the home stretch of becoming a pure god here. So that's something. Don't banish me, don't you banish me. There we go, perfect. Never a doubt in my mind. The game has heard and answered our prayers after how the last one went, which I'm grateful for. I think I'm actually going to channel mana here just to make sure that we're in a decent spot for this entire fight. Fortunately, no one's poison resistant yet, so that is superb. Let's throw down one Mephitic Cloud just to potentially confuse some of our friends here. Lovely. It's tough because Ignite would kill the guard. It removes the poison from our ugly thing. We'll still do it because I think that that's the right move, but not as straightforward as it may seem on first blush. Don't have any positivity on my side, so you might hurt a lot, but we should be able to kill you on the flip side of that. So, at the end of the day, let's just go for it. And yep, you are almost dead, and you're dead. Perfect. Do love to see it. Now we can get some poison stacking up on some of these behind enemies, especially that Centaur Warrior. I'm not interested in facing you in valid combat here. I'd much rather cheese my way through the entire system if possible. That would be lovely. Oh, and an Ifrit. Oh gosh. Getting a bit of a collection of friends here, unfortunately. I have to at least step up so the Centaur Warrior isn't as much of an absolute nightmare. There we go. As we get Sivmuna's Incunabulum. Incunabulum. Let's go with that. Oh, Destructive Feathers. Has IMB, which is kind of nice, a little bit past that, but it has Storm Form. So we have another one of our potential conditions. I would like Dragon Form, just for the sheer overall health. It's nice to swing as far as we can from our previous species as possible. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. But we'll have to see what comes to be, of course. And if necessary, we got Stormform as a cool little backup. You can deal 44 damage max, I believe. Do I keep slapping? No, let's start running, shall we? In fact, if you want to just pit yourself, no, that's cool too. This at least allows us to quickly heal up with all the regeneration that we have at our disposal, so that's lovely. Oh, you split for a moment, but then you reformed. That's a real shame. Oh, there we go, though. Much more manageable. Honestly, so kind of you, so thoughtful to put yourself into a completely manageable state. This is a time for fog, for sure. And let's just pop to this side of the door. Hello, friend. Lovely to see you. That random mark trap coming at a less than ideal timing there, but hey, at least we had the fog for it. Not the end of the world. I will ignore Amulet of Guardian Spirit. Come on, game. We already threw one of those on the floor. Should be able to read my mind by now. Haven't we gone to that update yet? Pretty sure they're working on it at the very least. And not too shabby here. Just about through the main dungeon, at least that we'll be doing for the moment here. Usually like to just stick to D14, save that potential depths group of guardians for the minute at least. Oh, and I'm still wearing my different set of rings. We'll want to change that pretty quick here. Let's not walk around with Ring of Fire. At least we're not vulnerable or anything, so it's not a huge deal. And go back to poison resistance for the time being. There we go. Done exploring for now. Fantastic. And let's take a peek at our progress. Manifold Assault already down to 54%, so ooh, me oh my, is it climbing fast. That's only 3.2 translocations? Huh. How about that? Is 10 spellcasting really that good? That seems way better odds than I would have expected. Don't get me wrong, we'll see. There's still a bit of training to go before it's actually fully operational. Fully armed and operational, as it were. But that's a-okay. So, let us go. Probably to Shoals now. We could, I guess, do last floor of Lair. If it's an elephant floor, we're pretty well suited for that. So that's not too shabby. You know what, we'll do one of the two. Either Shoals or Lair 6. But before then, I'm gonna run out real quick, grab a refill for my drink, and then we'll be back to continue on and see how far we can get with the rest of our evening here. Pretty decent start, and it can only go up from here, right? Nothing but gains from now on. But alright, I'll be right back, see you in just a second. Don't go anywhere. See you soon. Perfect timing to be played in by the lovely Adrian Talons. Okie dokie. Well, I guess I should have been making a decision while I was gone. Whoopsie daisies. But let's go into Shoals, shall we? We'll at least dip our toes in the water, so to speak. And we'll see how things are looking on this end of the world, shall we? Hello, friends. You're all very much vulnerable, and then we should be able to ignite poison and rinse and repeat. Taking more damage than I would like, but that is definitely to be expected. As kind of mentioned or hinted at earlier, this is where things start to take a turn for we're getting a bit tricky on an Ogre. We'll start feeling our lack of defenses at the very least. So as long as we can push through this next little bit here, we should be in a decent spot for the future. In fact, one thing I did want to check potentially is how far off Stormform is at our current training. That makes sense. Kind of forgot it was a level 7 spell. And air is the secondary. We'll see if we end up going the Stormform route. It is really fun with Manifold Assault for sure, so I'd like to, but gonna be happy with whatever's thrown our way. 5 scrolls of blinking. It's lovely. Generally can't ask for a lot better than that. Radiate's like fully castable now as well, I'm assuming. 10%, good enough for me, at least for the time being here. The given moment. Not too shabby across the board here. Definitely not regretting our decision to start in Shoals. Fairly manageable with our current spell set. Nagas are going to be a bit more interesting, so I'd like Manifold Assault maybe in statue form before we head that way. I think that would work out in spades for us. Poison darts, no thank you. No longer a child here. We don't use standard poison darts. It's Curari or nothing for us. And harpies are a little bit interesting. Poison resistance is a bit of a pain. Manifold Assault still weighs off, but if they want to surround me, that works out wonderfully because we will just irradiate the heck out of this little area. And then we can engage in some of the old fisticuffs with the rest of you. Similar sea snakes, gotta go the old-fashioned route. But hey, works out pretty well. I'm happy with that. And so we rinse and repeat. I mean, honestly, I kind of glossed over the fact that for so many runs, we've been holding out hope to get the OTR Ignite Poison combo. And we did actually get this run, and you see immediately why we're always on the lookout for it, because it's absolutely incredible. For just the sheer amount of damage output we're able to put across entire groups of enemies. It sure is lovely. Let's not die to some harpies after making such bold claims. Though to be fair, they're obviously a little bit of an exception to the rule. How do I get out of sight? There we go. We should actually be able to fight a Kraken. Again, with OTR and Ignite Poison, we're in a good spot. I just want to make sure that we're one step away from safety so that we don't get hurt too badly, because these do hit for 29 damage each. We're going to be surrounded by 3, potentially 4 next turn. What was that number that I just said? 4 times 29 is 69. How about that? Nice. Well, in that case, yeah. Let's just start blasting. Should be alright here for another blast. We've killed tentacles. Did we kill the main squeeze? Not quite, but really, real close. Come on. Why are you running, Kraken? Why are you running? You could kill me. Come on. Coward. You coward. Okay, that's fine. Don't have to kill them. Skulls. Shoals scares you, Javelineers. Oh yeah, absolutely terrifying. I mean, at the end of the day, we're lucky to just have health, because that's one of the few things that's actually good against a Javelineer. Shielding, they'll just laugh at. Reflection, no problems for them. Evasion, I guess, is the other one. Evasion and health are the only real ways that you can even pretend to cope and deal with the nastiness there. Wait, are you not? You are not poison resistant. Well, should have thought about that. Those in glass houses and all that good stuff. Yeah, do you want? Let's just keep igniting here. Bad time to fail it, but there we go. And I'm outie. Coke cages. Yes, heavy amounts of copium on my side, but when has that ever gone wrong in the past? We'll figure it out. Not too bad here. Wait a second. Where was that? +7 trident. No wonder you packed a punch on ya. How about that? A natty +7. That is frightful. Exceptionally scary. Okay, well, alligator friend, I believe swims fast but moves slow. Is that your thing? It is slow but swims quickly. Exactly your thing. Okay, well, that's not too bad. We can't irradiate you as well because you won't stand next to us, but we can kind of kite you, I guess, depending on the status of their water. There we go. That's a free step for us. That will kill the Cyclops. Yeah, and we should just about get you. In fact, 1 irradiate will do the trick. Beauty. And we're really close to that Manifold Assault, down to 22%. A lot it's coming. We'll keep training translocations after the fact because I wouldn't mind hitting as many targets as we possibly can. Though once we have Manifold Assault, we can start bringing Unarmed back up. Unless this is probably our last opportunity to do a potential pivot into Giant Spike Clubs. I really should have just embraced it from the start. It takes a lot of training to get those up and running, but it definitely does wonders, and more importantly, it's one of the few species that is even able to do so, and that's generally a huge proponent for any argument to try out. Oh, right. Can't breathe, can't cast spells. That's a shame. There we go. But any argument about trying it out is that we might not get better opportunities in the future, but hey, here we are. Do we have any big species? I don't think we do, right? Because it's just trolls, ogres. Am I missing someone? I don't think so. But hey, maybe we can always come back another day if we're looking to have some fun, seeing as how we're enjoying Ogre so much. If we're ever looking for just some relief, some stress relief that is, then we can always decide to come back to Ogres and give it a shot, try and go the Giant Spike Club route. I mean, ending up with the Dark Maul, is it? Which I may have just gotten the reference for the first time. How about that? But wielding a weapon like that seems like it'd be incredibly fun on an Ogre, buddy. Let's just irradiate you. Oh. How much damage do you do, friend? Up to 50. Can still survive 2 hits in our current state, so now we cannot survive 2 max hits, that is. So let's head back to the stairs at the very least, and we can kind of just stand here while we fool around. 27% chance. Let's go for it. Still not in one-shot range. Now that's too close, so I'm gonna retreat. No need to get too crazy out here. Let's just play it safe. Make sure we live another day. Especially since we truly are getting all the potential tools that we're on the lookout for. It's too close to let slide. Hey Railbird, how's it going? Hope your weekend was great. Or is great, I guess. Still not over yet. Let's make the best of this final moments. But regardless, I hope you're doing all right here. Thanks as always for dropping on by, and that goes for each and every one of you. I very much appreciate it. Did we ever get statue form on this guy? We're still waiting for statue form. We have storm form, so again, one of the potential contenders. But we're still on our way. Let's see. What have you got? Icy Conjuration. That's not going to do it, Sif. Honestly, Sif, sometimes I don't know why I even bother, you know? But of course, you're also responsible for all the incredible spells that we have been using to our advantage this whole time, so maybe I shouldn't speak so boldly. Oh, you have poison resistance? That shouldn't be allowed. Excuse me. This is not a poison-resistant area. Thank you very much. You could leave your poison resistance at the door. That'd be much appreciated, friend. Sif Copium. Is there any other kind of Sif Muna play? No, but I believe we'll get there eventually, right? That's gotta be. There's no way. Anything we can do to cope. There we go. That's the kind of irradiation I'm looking for in life. Fantastic. Oh, geez Louise. And it just continues. My, oh my. What a run at it. I know we're making a decent amount of noise, but I didn't expect to see the whole group. Also, wait a second. You had a +6 demon trident? I gotta pay more attention to what weapons enemies are holding. I'm gonna get myself killed one of these days. But how about that? That's the second nicely enchanted trident we found down here. This one's even a demon trident. I mean, if there's anything to tempt me away from my current, I guess, direction that we're going for with the run here, in terms of unarmed combat, that would probably be it. Is it enough to dissuade me from our current course? Not so much. I do love unarmed combat, especially Manifold Assault Unarmed is a fun little wombo combo. Just stays very strong throughout the entirety of the game, which is really nice. Speaking of which, oh baby, it's here. It is here. Wow, Tor finding good tridents, weird. See, yeah, it's a return to form. Remember the good old days? Back when we couldn't shake a stick in this dungeon without finding an artifact trident? I have fond memories of those times. Much, much before the dark days of Deep Elf. Hit the stone giant but do no damage? Well, that's not great. That's not what we were aiming for here. Some damage would be nice. Please. Liz? Guess magic is the way to go. We're still working on it. We'll get there. 40? Do we have 40 large rocks? Holy moly. Well, that's quite nice. What the heck is going on here? That's a floor I don't think I've seen before. No, I don't care about the door, friends. Fall asleep. Wait, you do that? Huh. Forgot that you do that. Cause fear, sure, but you've pointed out the one place that we are truly still struggling in this run, which is willpower. Unfortunately, we're still not in a great place when it comes to willpower, so hopefully we can make some changes in the future and do slightly better in that department. But who's to say? Not too shabby. Do I even want to go inside this building? I feel like I don't. Do you also have a +9 trident? No, but you do have a vampiric trident, which is honestly almost just as good. How about that? If only we were a polearm user. Eh? Such a shame. Come on, my harpy friend. Ooh, you not ideal. We should be able to take you on in full fighting status, though. We're in a good spot here. Just keep the poison coming. Perfect. 7 scrolls of blinking. Now this is where I just do something incredibly stupid and die immediately without any opportunity to actually use all these fantastic tools I have at my disposal. Honestly, would probably be deserved too, if we're being honest with ourselves. It's probably one too many honests for one sentence, but that's how you know it's true. When someone keeps insisting that they are definitely telling the truth, nothing to be suspicious about there. Especially children. When children walk into a room completely unprompted and tell you that they have done nothing wrong and they're definitely not lying, I mean, you just gotta believe that on face value, right? Gonna call them a liar? They just said that they didn't. Obviously. How could they possibly be lying and not lying at the same time? Just ridiculous, right? That's why we always trust a child with their opinions on life and everything. Probably more responsible than quite a few adults that I've known in my lifetime. And if you're an adult that I've known in my lifetime, then I'm just gonna let that stew with you. Make you think whatever you want to. I mean, hey, if it makes us both grow as people, I'm not gonna complain too much about that. Now we turn into Thor and start throwing people around like that scene on the bridge. Timmy song, right? That's the plan. That's the dream, honestly. I mean, that's what we're going for here. That's why we've been throwing all these large rocks, you know, training those shot puts. So we can just launch these sons of guns at any given opportunity. Well, I wish the game gave me functionality for that. Being able to throw monsters would be so fun. Just throw them into pits of lava left and right. In fact, how many movement effects are there in this game in regards to potentially shifting people? I guess like Gell's gravitas pulls? Is that it though? Because I'm not including like disjunction and whatever the other high level translocations one is, because those are more teleports than pushing. And my whole idea here is, can I push people into lava pits in this game? Because I want to. Oh gosh, do I want to. Currently, the next best thing we have is making sure they're confused enough to do the deed themselves, which, don't get me wrong, satisfying in its own right. But there's something tactile about shoving them in there ourselves. Oh, IMB, right. IMB is another shove effect. Definitely can't forget that one. That's one of my favorite spells in the game and completely slipped from my brain. Whoopsie daisies, I'm sorry. Iskandaron, I'll remember your life's work a little bit better in the future, potentially. But that's very true, Star. That's a perfect example. Fortunately, you don't often find yourselves in that perfect sweet spot where you're able to take full advantage of IMB, but one can dream, no? There will come a day when there's just a pit of lava just waiting, just eagerly waiting the day. Okay, let's see. Just don't engulf me for one turn. Hey, thank you. Thanks, water elementals. I appreciate it. Do you want? Let's do it. Oh, miscast. 8%. That's a shame. Going through water is not exactly ideal for us here, but we'll do so anyway. And let's go one more radiate and then bring these friends upstairs. Jeez Louise, that's bad. Kind of forgot that that's what you did here, friend. These buddies, 22 damage and engulf. Will be slowed stepping backwards. Less than ideal. We have a lot of blink scrolls, so I'm tempted to just ensure our success. In fact, let's not self-fulfill. Oh, geez. Oh, I didn't even click it. Never mind. I was gonna say, let's not do a self-fulfilling prophecy when it comes to dying with 7 blink scrolls in our inventory, but turns out we're still gonna be bordering on that line, playing with things a little bit here. Also, if I get out of here alive, I've got to remember to read some ID scrolls. Oh me, oh my. What is wrong with me? I guess we could channel mana. And that's going to work out for us pretty well. I don't want to give you even a single opportunity to launch, especially Primal Wave. We don't resist with our cold resistance, which is otherwise pretty fantastic here. So, probably keep dragging you kids around the corner just a wee bit. Bring up poison, load it up, and that should just about do it. Heck yeah, bud. Okie dokie. So we didn't end up using a blink scroll, which honestly is great. I love still having 7, but let's not misclick like that again. The next time it's not going to be quite so forgiving, I feel. So if I could avoid that, that would be great. At least that's the dream. Also, there's a suspicious lack of Javelineers here so far. And while that should comfort me, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I know what it means for the future. Just holding out on us, waiting to save them all up for one fell swoop at the end of things, and I'm not down with that. It's not what I'm looking for in life here, at the very least. Hello, my satyr friend. No, let's just go upstairs and rest up here. You read these scrolls? You mean you appreciate the excitement? Oh yes, of course. No, I totally remembered as well that if we survived said situation, it was literally the one goal I had in life. Yeah, I definitely also remembered. You and I are in the same boat there. Perfect. Well, let's read these, shall we? That seems like a good idea. Yes, my brilliance astounds even myself sometimes. And look at that, we have the perfect number of scrolls to get everything. Absolutely fantastic. One ambrosia potion could come in handy just for replenishing some magic. One potion of magic, even better for replenishing said magic. I can get behind that. Let's see. So Manifold Assault does slightly better against you than it did against the Stone Giant, but still not exactly ideal. You know what, you're mighted. Let's not faff about, shall we? Just get the heck out of there. No need to risk it. So just play it safe, and then we can come back down and just have some fun. The old-fashioned way. No, not quite. There we go. Keep failing to ignite poison. What's its failure rate? 1%? How about that? How about that? Should also look at our skills, though, and see where everything's sitting. We're just about at 12, which brings this up maybe into perfect 50. Wouldn't that be lovely? But I do want to do slightly more training in one of these departments just to get that failure rate down to somewhere a bit safer. Transmutations is better to train in terms of what it will supply us in the future. We're going to be going for some of these high-level transmutation spells. But it's so much easier to get conjurations. No, let's go for it. We'll train you up to even as high as 16 potentially. Let's start at 14 and see how she goes. Turn fighting back on for a bit as well, since it's so easy to train. We'd be a fool not to. Oh, and apparently left a bunch of friends here. Wait, am I? Oh, I'm downstairs. That's why. Whoopsie daisies. He's beauty and he's grace. He's also will lie straight to your face. Not the smoothest rhyming that I've ever uttered before, but I'll take it. Now, my harpy friends, if you could all come gather around, come one, come all, and taste my blade, or more accurately, my hands, I guess, even though that feels weirder to say. Taste my hands? That's something somebody might be saying in a much more literal fashion, and so therefore it makes me uncomfortable to even suggest it. But hey, if you like people tasting your hands, I'm not hating. I'm not yucking nobody's yum here. You do you, friend. You do you. Though, of course, I would hope that you're also okay with tasting people's hands, because otherwise that's a double standard that I just don't really live by, you know? There we have it. Definitely want to break a net if possible. I don't think I die in one turn. Not the most confident I've ever felt in any decision in life, but here we are. Still kicking. Let's head back up and just make sure we're fully replenished before coming across some more of our dreamy pals here. I mean, you ain't ever seen a sheep like this. That is why they are the dream sheep. And yes, I may have used that joke before, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. At least that's the standard I live by, so I don't have to be creative enough to actually come up with completely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not new. It's something that kind of means that original. There we go. You did it, brain. You got to the word you were looking for. Hooray. Honestly, deserve a full celebration for that. I'm pretty impressed by myself. Okie dokie. Well, this is not bad for a Shoals 4. I don't actually know which Shoals 4 this is. It's not the Titan, like, castle. It's not the coves everywhere. So where does the... Hey, now that is a ring. Don't mind if I do. Ring of Fire we do kind of have to keep around. Magic regen can go. Willpower in +4 and Slay +4 are all things that we need in life. So that's fantastic. I'm curious, I think Slaying does work through Manifold Assault. Because I think that it just rolls normal attack rolls once you successfully cast the spell, but I could be wrong about that. But regardless, we're in desperate need of willpower, so I will gladly take that. I don't know what we switch off for it. I guess this ring's not actually doing that much for us. It was our first artifact, and for that I will always appreciate you, Piffy, but you trash. So let's swap over, shall we? That puts us in a slightly better spot in our resistances, getting the fire pip as well, and hurrah, 2 pips of willpower. I mean, it's something at least. It's getting there. Another vampiric trident. Apparently we got a bloodthirsty group in Shoals today. Before you mesmerize me, let's just make sure we're at least standing on the stairs for a quick escape after the fact if things go horribly wrong. Which, I mean, there's no chance that they do. We are much too strong and powerful and incredible and handsome too for any of that to happen, of course. I just failed Ignite Poison again. What is wrong with you? Yeah, literally one job, Ignite Poison. Just light it up, my friend. Can't even do that right. Honestly, embarrassing. Embarrassing for everyone involved. A lot of nets here, eh, friends? A bit of a theme. I wish that I could blink so I didn't have to break this net, but that is not in my wheelhouse, unfortunately. Nobody comes, could potentially learn it. Actually, probably not, because I don't think it's even in here. Scratch that. We could not learn it. Whoopsie daisies. Regardless, let's just go upstairs so we can fully rest up without having to worry about it. It must for the slain? I would think so, right? I do definitely want to ignore that Ring of Evasion. We face our problems head on here. We don't get evasive, try and dodge out of the way, avoid answering questions. We tell it to you straight. That's what ogres are known for, you know, besides the whole layers thing. The only slightly lesser known ogre fact: they do not believe in evading life's problems. Honestly, it's a lesson that we could all learn from at the end of the day. Oh, my friend, very scary, very fearsome. But there we go. Managed to kill him beforehand. I was very tempted to walk up to that other stairs just to get the heck out of dodge, but hey. If it works, it works. And so, let's just keep slaying, shall we? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. There's got to be a room just packed to the brim with javelineers. We're going to be getting hit by like 7 javelins at once. No shot for our survival. It's going to be terrifying, but it's got to happen, right? You don't just... One does not simply walk into shoals. You know what I mean? I mean, I can dream. It would be lovely. Would be the best shoals I ever did see, but let's be a little bit more honest with ourselves, shall we? If I get feared and mesmerized at the same time, I'm gonna be one confused ogre. You know, when you're both attracted to and terribly afraid of someone? It's one of those kind of situations. Not quite Schadenfreude, or Schadenfreude? But it's a similar dichotomy of feelings, at least. So, Manifold Assault hits enemies in line of sight. Does mean memorized mean you don't punch people behind you? Oh, that's an interesting... I don't think so, because it doesn't seem to be... With everything else that requires line of sight, like even OTR technically requires line of sight. But that would be fun if they added that on. Similar, like not being able to hit the satyr, because you can't look at them. They're scary. Why would I look at them? They're absolutely terrifying when they're in that fearsome visage mode. That'd be a fun little interaction that would also drive people absolutely bonkers. The word is scaroused. Of course, yes. No, exactly. But we seem to be avoiding that state for the time being here. Mostly just the scared part. All the attraction came earlier on in the area. Now I just want them dead. But we're slowly working our way through. Still nothing too scary coming out, which again is worrisome in its own right, but would love it if we didn't have too many scary uniques. Especially since, I mean, Ogre that we started with today was super strong. Didn't get this far, obviously, but had all the tools in their kit that they could possibly need moving forward. But, and where was I going with this, you might ask? Dang it, brain. Why did we do this to ourselves? Completely blank. What was I thinking? No, it's gone nowhere. Such great audio today. Doing a bang up job of narrating. Oh, that's fine. It is what it is. And, you know what? A different angle that I could take is that we didn't find ourselves with 7 blink scrolls on that run. So I'd much rather take those on any given day. Anything that saves me from my own stupidity is much more advantageous for myself in particular. But more importantly, and glad to have a distraction I am. Apparently also talking like Yoda I am. But we just picked up Dragon Form. Down to 28% failure rate already. Oh me oh my, you shouldn't have game. So that gets hopped on. We're already training transmutations. We're bringing that up to 16. Hey Torinski, how's it going? Dude, it is going fantastic, Net Dancer. How are you? I hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for dropping on by, but definitely can't complain. We're having a really fantastic time on Ogre. I mean, we knew that it would be a sweet thing to finally get to move on. And I was gonna say no shade on Deep Elves, but if we're being honest, a little bit of shade on Deep Elves. Glad to be done with it. And on to someone with health here, already at almost 200. It's just lovely. Fantastic, even. I mean, how could I possibly complain? At the end of the day here, that's all I ever wanted. Okay, one more Aquamancer. Let's just get the heck out of here.